ಹಾಯ್ ಹಲೋ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು KCET ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಿಗ್ನೋಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ 5 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿಲ್ವೋ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಾಚ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ. ಸೊ ನೌ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್, we'll be starting with the 9th question from the year 2019. So okay, let us see what is this 9th question is about. So 9th question ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, cos of 2 sin inverse 3 by 4 plus cos inverse 3 by 4 is equal to, ಅಂದ್ರೆ basically they're asking you to find the value of that expression given. So first let us write down cos of, instead of writing 2 sin inverse 3 by 4, I'll split this as sin inverse 3 by 4 plus sin inverse 3 by 4 plus cos inverse 3 by 4 as it is, which is given in the question. Okay. So now, why did I split this function as sin inverse 3 by 4 plus sin inverse 3 by 4 is, when you look at this, you have sin inverse x plus cos inverse x. So we know that sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2. So this is satisfied when the value of x is less than or equal to 1 or greater than or equal to minus 1. So since 3 by 4 is less than 1, we can apply this formula. So sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2. So in this place, I can replace it by pi by 2. So on replacing, what do I get? Cos of sin inverse 3 by 4 plus pi by 2. Okay. This is of the format cos 90 plus theta. So cos 90 plus theta is equal to, so cos 90 plus theta, cos will get changed to sin and we get sin theta. Since it is cos 90 plus theta, it is in second quadrant. In second quadrant, cos is negative. So we get minus sin theta. So where theta is sin inverse 3 by 4. So on applying this, what do I get? Minus sin theta is sin inverse 3 by 4. So then what will be the answer? The answer will be minus 3 by 4. So which is the right option? Option A is the correct one, minus 3 by 4. Okay. So next, moving on to the next question. See, if you remember this small tip, then you will be able to solve the question easily. So we'll move on to the 10th question. A plus pi by 2 less than 2 tan inverse x plus 3 cot inverse x less than b, then a and b are. So basically they're asking you to find out the values for a and b. Okay, so let us write down a plus pi by 2 less than 2 tan inverse x plus 3 cot inverse x can be split again as 2 cot inverse x plus cot inverse x, which is less than b. Okay, so now a plus pi by 2 less than, in these two I can take out 2 as common, 2 bracket 2 tan inverse x plus cot inverse x, and this cot inverse x as it is less than b. Okay, so now again tan inverse x plus cot inverse x can be replaced by pi by 2, and this 2 gets cancelled. You will be left out with a plus pi by 2 less than pi plus cot inverse x less than b. So now in order to eliminate this pi, I'll subtract pi. A plus pi by 2 minus pi less than cot inverse x less than b minus pi. Okay, so now on simplifying, a minus pi by 2 less than cot inverse x less than b minus pi. You are supposed to find the values of a and b. So now as you look here, we know that cot inverse x value lies in between 0 and pi. If you remember the principal value branch of cot inverse x, it is in between 0 and pi. So now when you compare these two, what you can do, you can equate a minus pi by 2 is equal to 0 and b minus pi is equal to pi. So now on simplifying, you get a is equal to pi by 2, b is equal to 2 pi. Then which is the right option? Option C is the correct. A is equal to pi by 2, comma b is equal to 2 pi. Next, moving on to the next question, 11th question. So 11th question, from the year 2018, sine inverse x plus cos inverse y is equal to 2 pi by 5. Then cos inverse x plus sine inverse y is, okay, it's a very simple question. They have given sine inverse x plus cos inverse y is equal to 2 pi by 5. Okay, I can write sine inverse x as pi by 2 minus cos inverse x. Okay, plus similarly I can write cos inverse y as pi by 2 minus sine inverse y. So this is equal to 2 pi by 5. Remember this, you can write sine inverse x as pi by 2 minus cos inverse x and cos inverse y as pi by 2 minus sine inverse y. On simplifying, pi by 2 plus pi by 2 will give you pi minus cos inverse x minus sine inverse y. Take out minus common, you get cos inverse x plus sine inverse y. This is equal to 2 pi by 5. So now pi minus 2 pi by 5 is equal to cos inverse x plus sine inverse y. Just transposing the terms. After simplifying this, 5 pi minus 2 pi, it is 3 pi by 5 is equal to this cos inverse x plus sine inverse y, which has been asked in the question to find out cos inverse x plus sine inverse y. Then which is the right option? Option B, 3 pi by 5 is the correct answer. So next, moving on to the 12th question. The value of tan of 1 by 2 cos inverse 2 by root 5. Okay. Tan 1 by 2 cos inverse 2 by root 5. Let theta is equal to cos inverse 2 by root 5. This implies cos theta is equal to 2 by root 5. Okay. So now let us replace this. We'll get tan 1 by 2 into theta, which is nothing but tan theta by 2. How do you express tan theta by 2 in terms of cos theta? It is given by root of 1 minus cos theta divided by 1 plus cos theta. So remember this, tan theta by 2 is given by root of 1 minus cos theta by 1 plus cos theta. So now substitute the values. 1 minus cos theta is nothing but 2 by root 5. So 2 by root 5 divided by 1 plus 2 by root 5. Taking LCM and simplifying, root 5, 1 into root 5 minus 2 divided by root 5 whole divided by root 5 plus 2 divided by root 5 under the square root. So now root 5 gets cancelled. You will be left out with root of root 5 minus 2 divided by root of root 5 plus 2. Okay. So but this is not yet simplified. When you look into the option, you don't have that option. You are supposed to simplify it further. So then what you will get, you can multiply and divide this by root of root 5 minus 2 divided by root of root 5 minus 2. So when you do this, you get C, a minus b into a minus b. It is a minus b whole square under the square root. Root 5 minus 2 whole square. So now when you look into the denominator, it is a plus b into a minus b. So you get root of a square minus b square. So now square and square root gets cancelled. Root 5 minus 2 divided by root 5 whole square. Square and square root gets cancelled. 5. 2 square is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Root 1 is 1. So the answer will be root 5 minus 2, which is option, B. Okay. So next, moving on to the next question. If tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to 4 pi by 5, then cot inverse x plus cot inverse y is equal to. From the year 2017, the number has been missed. It is the 13th question. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to 4 pi by 5. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to 4 pi by 5. You're supposed to find the value for cot inverse x plus cot inverse y. It's very simple. I can write tan inverse x as pi by 2 minus cot inverse x plus pi by 2 minus cot inverse y. This is equal to 4 pi by 5. Now again pi by 2 plus pi by 2 will be pi, and taking negative sign common, you get minus of cot inverse x plus cot inverse y. This is equal to 4 pi by 5. So pi minus 4 pi by 5 is equal to cot inverse x plus cot inverse y. So on simplifying you get 5 pi minus 4 pi, which is pi by 5, which is equal to cot inverse x plus cot inverse y. Then which is the right option? Option A, pi minus 5 is the correct answer. Next, the question from 2017 again. The range of secant inverse x. Here you don't have to do anything. It's been a direct question. So range of secant inverse x. So it is based on the principal value branch which is been given here. So 0 comma pi minus pi by 2. Option B, the range of secant inverse x, closed interval 0 comma pi minus pi by 2. It's been a direct question from your NCERT textbook. Okay. So next moving on to the question from the year 2016. Basically it is 15th question, been numbered here as 13. It has been given as 3 tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is equal to pi. Then x is equal to, okay, 3 tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is equal to pi. So we are supposed to find the value of x. I'll split 3 tan inverse x as 2 tan inverse x plus tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is equal to pi. Okay. So now this can be replaced by pi by 2. So 2 tan inverse x is equal to pi, and this send this value to right side, you get pi minus pi by 2. So this is equal to pi by 2, and simplifying this we get pi by 2. 2 tan inverse x is equal to pi by 2. So tan inverse x is equal to, send this 2 to denominator, you get pi by 4. So x is equal to tan pi by 4, which is equal to 1. So the answer is 1. So which is the right option? Option B. Option B is the correct answer. So next, similarly you have one more question from the year 2016. Sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is equal to pi by 2, then x square is equal to, okay, sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is equal to pi by 2. You're supposed to find the value for x square. So now what we will do, we'll simplify this equation. Sin inverse x is equal to, I'll send sin inverse y to right side, it will be pi by 2 minus sin inverse y. So now again, what is pi by 2 minus sin inverse y? It is nothing but cos inverse y. Sin inverse x is equal to cos inverse y. We are supposed to find x square. So what I'll do, what will I get from this? I'll get x is equal to sine of cos inverse y. Correct? Huh? So I'll take this as in equation 1. So now we know that sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So let us consider the value of theta as cos inverse y. So what will I get now? Sine square cos inverse y plus cos square cos inverse y is equal to 1. Okay. So now sine square cos inverse y is nothing but sine of cos inverse y whole square is equal to, I'll send this to right side, 1 minus cos of cos inverse y whole square. Okay. So now what will I get here? Sine of cos inverse y. What have you taken? Sine of cos inverse y as? I have taken it as x. So this will be x squared is equal to 1 minus, cos of cos inverse y. So this will be equal to 1 minus y and y power 2. 1 minus y square. So the value of x square is 1 minus y square. So which is the right option? Option A, 1 minus y square is the correct answer. So next, moving on to the further question, the value of sine inverse cos 53 pi by 5 is. Okay, sine inverse cos 53 pi by 5. I'll write this as sine inverse cos 53 pi by 5 can be split as 10 pi plus 3 pi by 5. Because when I multiply 10 pi into 5 is 50 pi, 50 pi plus 3 pi, 53 by 5. I'll get the same thing back. So now this is equal to sine inverse cos of 10 pi plus 3 pi by 5. It is nothing but cos of 10 pi plus theta cos 3 pi by 5. Okay, so this is equal to sine inverse. I can write cos theta as sine 90 minus theta. Sine 90 minus theta value is 3 pi by 5. Okay, na? So now you'll get sine inverse sine. Now start simplifying this. Cross multiply, just cross multiply. What do you get? 5 pi minus 3 pi, which is 2 pi. 5 2s are 10. So 2 pi by 10. You get the answer as 5 pi minus 6 pi. So it's not 2 pi by 10. It is 5 pi minus 6 pi minus pi by 10. Minus pi by 10. So now you will get the answer as minus pi by 10. Sine inverse of sine minus pi by 10 is nothing but minus pi by 10. So which is the right option? Option D, minus pi by 10 is the correct answer. So this is how you can simplify the questions easily with short tricks and easy methods. In order to find out for more questions for further chapters, kindly subscribe the channel and share it to students who are preparing for KCET. Moving on to the question from the year 2015, they have asked you to solve for x. That means you are supposed to find the value of x, and the given condition is tan inverse 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x is equal to 1 by 2 tan inverse x. Okay, tan inverse 1 minus x by 1 plus x is equal to 1 by 2 tan inverse x, where x is greater than 0. So now we all know that tan inverse x minus y divided by 1 plus xy is equal to tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. Okay, na? So now look at this. X, it is of the format x minus y, numerator x minus y divided by 1 plus x into y. So let us consider x into y. So I'll take 1 into x. 1 minus x divided by 1 plus 1 into x. If I do 1 into x, the value doesn't get changed here. So it is x minus y divided by 1 plus x into y. It is of the format tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. So now what will I get? I'll get tan inverse x minus the value of x is taken as 1 and the value of y is taken as x here. Tan inverse x minus tan inverse 1 minus tan inverse x is equal to 1 by 2 tan inverse x. Okay. So tan inverse 1 is nothing but pi by 4 is equal to 1 by 2 tan inverse x. And if I send this minus tan inverse x to right side, it becomes plus tan inverse x. So now you get pi by 4 is equal to 3 by 2. When you add this, you get 3 by 2 tan inverse x. So now just send 3 by 2 to left side. Pi by 4 into 2 by 3 is equal to tan inverse x. So 2 ones are 2 twos are pi by 6 is equal to tan inverse x. So you got the answer. So tan of pi by 6. What is the value for tan of pi by 6? 1 by root 3. So option B, 1 by root 3 is the correct answer. So x is equal to tan pi by 6, which is equal to tan 30 degree 1 by root 3. Okay. So next, moving on to the further question. That is 17th question. So what is given in the question? If x plus 1 whole square divided by x cube plus x is equal to a by x plus bx plus c by x square plus 1. So basically it is like a kind of partial fraction which is given. So let us try to simplify this. X plus 1 whole square by, instead of writing x cube plus x, I'll write it as, I'll take out x common and write it as x into x square plus 1 is equal to. So now cross multiply a into x square plus 1 plus bx plus c into x whole divided by x into x square plus 1. So now these two gets cancelled. You will be left out with only the numerator part. So expand this using a plus b whole square formula. A square plus b square plus 2ab is equal to, just multiply a inside, ax square plus a plus bx into x is bx square plus c into x is cx. Okay. So now on comparing the like terms, what do you get? See, coefficient of like x square is 1. Here coefficient of x square is a and coefficient of x square again is b. So you get 1 is equal to a plus b. So now constant term is a and here the constant term is 1. So 1 is equal to a and coefficient of x is 2. Coefficient of x here is c. X here is c. So c is equal to 2. Substitute the value of a. 1 is equal to 1 plus b. This implies b is equal to 0. Now you got the values for a, b, c. Just go and substitute in the given expression. They're asking for cosecant inverse 1 by a, 1 by 1 plus cot inverse 1 by b, which is 1 by 0 plus secant inverse c. C is 2. So what is cosecant inverse 1? It is pi by 2. Cot inverse infinity 0. Secant inverse 2 pi by 3. Okay. So now on simplifying pi by 2 plus pi by 3, we get 3 pi plus 2 pi divided by 6, which is equal to 5 pi divided by 6. The right option is option C, 5 pi by 6. So moving on to the next question. Alpha less than or equal to 2 sine inverse x plus cos inverse x less than or equal to beta. Then what is the values of alpha and beta? Same logic again. Alpha less than or equal to, I'll split this as sine inverse x plus sine inverse x plus cos inverse x, which is less than or equal to beta. So now this can be replaced by pi by 2. So I'll in order to eliminate this pi by 2, I'll subtract pi by 2 on both sides. I get alpha minus pi by 2 less than or equal to sine inverse x less than or equal to beta minus pi by 2. So now we know that sine inverse x lies in between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. Now on comparing these two, alpha minus pi by 2 is equal to minus pi by 2 and beta minus pi by 2 is equal to pi by 2. So now what happens here? Alpha is equal to, when you send minus pi by 2 to right side plus pi by 2, then it becomes 0. Here beta is equal to pi by 2 plus pi by 2. So beta is equal to pi. So which is the right option? Alpha is equal to 0 and beta is equal to pi. Option D is the correct answer. So now moving on to the next question. Find the value of sine inverse 2 root 2 by 3 plus sine inverse 1 by 3. Okay, this is a bit interesting question. So the question is of the format sine inverse x plus sine inverse y. Students, remember this one small tip for sine inverse x plus sine inverse y format. It is sine inverse x root of 1 minus y square plus y root of 1 minus x square. Now according to the question, what is the value of x? 2 root 2 by 3. And what is the value of y? It is 1 by 3. Just substitute in this, you get sine inverse 2 root 2 by 3 root of 1 minus y square. Y square is 1 by 3. When you square it, 1 by 9 plus 1 by 3, which is y root of 1 minus x square. That means 2 root 2 by 3 whole square. So when you square it, 2 square is 4. Root 2 square is 2. So 4 2s are 8. And 3 square is 9. 1 minus 8 by 9. So this is equal to sine inverse 2 root 2 by 3. 9, 1 minus 1 by 9 will be 9 minus 1, which is 8, 8 by 9. So root 8 by root 9 plus 1 by 3 into 9 minus 8 will be 1, root 1 by root 9 again. So now this is equal to sine inverse 2 root 2 into root 8 is root 16. 3 into root 9. Root 9 is 3. So 3 3s are 9 plus root 9 is 3. It will be again 1 by 9. So taking 1 by 9 as common, you will get sine inverse 1 by 9 into root 16 is 4. 2 4s are 8. 8 plus 1, 9. So after simplifying, you get sine inverse of 1, which is equal to 5 by 2. So then which is the right option? The option is A, pi by 2 is the correct answer. So moving on to few more questions which has been left out. 20th question in this file. Tan of sine inverse x by root 2 plus root 1 minus x square whole divided by root 2 is minus sine inverse x's. So they're basically asking you to find out the value for the given expression. So now what we will do, we will consider the value of x as sine theta. Okay, so we'll consider the value of x as sine theta. Then what we'll be getting, put x is equal to sine theta. So we've obtained tan of sine inverse sine theta by root 2 plus, see, 1 minus sine square theta. 1 minus sine square theta is cos square theta and it is under the root. So it will become cos theta by root 2 minus sine inverse x is nothing but theta, because here x is equal to sine theta implies theta is equal to sine inverse x. Okay, so then what do we obtain here? Tan of sine inverse, I'll write this as sine theta into 1 by root 2. So 1 by root 2 is nothing but cos pi by 4, correct? Plus similarly cos theta into sine pi by 4, because 1 by root 2 is sine pi by 4. 1 by root 2 minus theta. Okay, so now tan of sine inverse sin x cos y plus cos x sin y. What is the formula for sin x cos y plus cos x sin y? We know that it is sin of x plus y, isn't it? So sin of x plus y minus theta. So this is equal to tan of sin inverse. So now we get sin inverse sin here. So we obtain with theta plus pi by 4 minus theta. So plus theta minus that theta gets cancelled. You obtain tan of pi by 4, which is equal to 1. So then which is the right option? Option A, 1 is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer. Okay. So next moving on to the last question from the year 2014. The value of sine of 2 sine inverse 0.8. Okay, it's easy. Sine of 2 sine inverse 0.8. It is of the format sine 2 theta, where theta is equal to sine inverse 0.8. Okay, so this implies sine theta is equal to 0.8. So when you substitute here, we know the formula for sine 2 theta as 2 sine theta cos theta. So this is equal to 2 sine theta value is sine inverse 0.8. Cos theta can be written as root of 1 minus sine square theta, correct? So I'll write cos theta as root of 1 minus sine square theta is sine inverse 0.8. Sine inverse 0.8. So this is equal to 2 sine into sine inverse. So this goes off. We'll get 2 into 0.8 root of 1 minus. Again, sine inverse will go off, but we have whole square. So this will be 0.8 whole square. So 2 into 0.8 will give you 1.6 root of 1 minus 0.64. So this is 1.6 root of 0.36. 0.36 is nothing but 0.6. So when you multiply, you'll get the answer as 0.96. So what is the option? The value of this expression is 0.96, which is given by option D, 0.96. So with this, we have discussed questions from the year 2025 to 2014, combining with the previous video. So kindly go through these videos. So you'll be learning how to tackle the questions, how to go with the solve the questions with these important short tricks and formulas. So initially you may feel like it is lengthy, but once you practice, you will be able to tackle these questions. And also subscribe the channel if you have not yet subscribed, and share it to those students and friends who are preparing for KCET. In coming classes, I'll be discussing with matrices and determinants. So if you are in need of any chapter for KCET, kindly let me know in the comment section. So thank you, students.